Okay. Be'ezrat Hashem, we're starting Daf Nun Tet. Okay. So we have a question. We have a machloki between Rabbi Akiva and Rabbi Yossi Agli. Rabbi Akiva says that when you did the matanot kiranot on the Mizbeach HaPenini, he starts from the southwest corner and he goes south, southwest, southeast, northwest, northeast. Not derech yamin, derech semol. It's keeping quiet. Just stand up, Leo. Put on your tefillin and you'll figure it out. Right? That's the way Rabbi Akiva says. Rabbi Yossi Agli says, no, you start from the northeast, northwest, southeast, southwest, southeast. And you end where you start in the Mizbeach HaChitzon. So the first answer of the Gemara as to what they argue is Rabbi Akiva hold. Why doesn't Rabbi Akiva go derech yamin? Says, well, that's outside. Inside, you don't have to go derech yamin. You don't have to go derech yamin. Okay, but why not? You can go if you want. Why you mock? Tell Kohen Gadol, you know something? Why are you telling us? So really, you had a chiyuv to do the southwest corner, because you're coming from the west, but you couldn't do it because it says v'yatza. So now you got to the outside. You started with the southeast, but you should go. Don't go to the right. If you go to the right, you already have a chiyuv for southwest. So go back to southwest.
Isn't the whole thing is it's one mitzvah? I mean, it's a mitzvah, so it's not passing. Isn't a mitzvah process? What's Maviana mitzvah over there?
Because it's like your tefillin.
He's doing all the avodah and everything.
Even within the mitzvah, you have to do the closest one. I saw yesterday. So Rashi says that the machlok Rabbi Akiva and Rabbi Yossi is that Rabbi Akiva holds that there's two parochot. So you come out and you go along the south wall. Rabbi Yossi Agli holds it one parochot. You come out, you go along the north wall. So someone asked. He says, honestly, he says, you don't walk out of Kodesh Kodeshim and go to the Mizbeach. You walk out of Kodesh Kodeshim and you go in front of the parochet. And you have to spray in front of the parochet. Where? Between the badim of the Aron. So everybody went center.
All went to the same spot. They're starting from the same spot.
So Chaura, you went center, you should walk straight out. I gotta go back?
Maybe you have to make up because you passed over where you came out from to get to the center.
So you're basically saying what he says. He says, Elama must be. When you finish center, you got to walk back to the side you came out of for some mysterious reason that you don't know and I don't know.
We said it's not chabod. No, we said it's
what mitzvah was there?
You don't to walk out straight. We said it's bizayon to walk out straight. No,
it's a bizayon to walk out straight.
Didn't we say that it's not respectful?
All I know, Yaz, is that once I'm center, I could go out either way. There's no adifut to going right or left, right? I mean, if you could tell me. Well, no, it's not here. Oh no, if the shulchan was blocking, right? You know that whole shulchan train. So you got to go to the down to the south. If you don't know the shulchan was blocking, maybe I don't know, go to the north. It was a good question. So that's the first job. If you want, I'll tell you.
When he comes out the north or the south, he's going around either the shulchan or the mizbeach, but he's still coming on that side of the mizbeach.
No, if the shulchan had a train that blocked the whole side, the whole north side, he can't get out from the north.
Yeah, but was it always on the wall? It was always a separation.
No, you could walk and go around that way, but it's definitely more convenient to go in the south. Anyway, let's see. If you want, I'll tell you. If we hold that the hakafa was beregel, right? What's hakafa beregel? That he's walking around the mizbeach like he walked around on the mizbeach hachitzon. Right, like the Tanakama is everybody agrees. We learn go around the mizbeach hapinimi to the right, like you go around the mizbeach hachitzon. Mor savar hakafa biyad. Rabbi Akiva holds you go around with your hand. So walk around with your hand. There's no, you can't learn it from outside where you're walking by foot. Mor savar Rabbi Yossi Aglili holds hakafa beregel. You walk around. If you walk around, you got to go to the right.
Well, if he does it by yet, would he say right hand first and left hand?
Yeah, always.
Go around.
Well, everything is with the right hand.
So that's going to reach the opposite one. He's going over or around.
We think he's going over, but I'm not sure.
Question is, if you're going over, the only way to do it is this way. So how do we say that we have to do it that way?
Adrabah, going down is only if you're walking around. That's what Rashi said in the Mishnah.
That's what it is. It can't be that he's doing it from one spot.
No. Rashi, we'll see a little bit later, but if you held, you go around the mizbeach hapinimi by foot. He kahakafa dechitzon, which is like the way you walk around outside. The kule alma, everybody agrees. Yalfina pnim mechutz le'inyan yamin. Everybody agrees. We learn inside from outside that you walk to the right. Ela sfira lula ani tanae. These tanaim hold hakafa biyad, that you do it with your hand. Ubimkomo omed umehate lechol hakidon. You stand in the same place. Lefi she'enu tzarich lakif berego. You don't have to walk around. Share kulo eno el amalama. The whole thing is one amma by one amma. Ve'ibayitema. Back in the Gemara. Ve'ibayitema. The kule alma hakafa biyad. Everybody agrees that hakafa is biyad. V'hacha b'haka meflagi. Mor savar yalfin an yad meregel. One holds just like you walk by foot. You go around to the right. So too with the hand, you also go to the right. Umor savar lo yalfin. Another one says you don't learn. Says the Gemara, Vesavar Rabbi Yossi Aglili hakafa yad. Does Rabbi Yossi Aglili hold that you go around with your hand? Hamid katani seifa, from the fact that the seifa says Rabbi Eliezer omed bimkomo haya omed umehate, that he stood in his place and he went around. Michlal the Tanakama lo svirale. The Tanakama holds you walk around, and the Tanakama is Rabbi Yossi Aglili. He's the guy that has the same position. Ela mahvarta kedishanina miikara. It's better to say before. They're arguing if you hold hakafa biyad or hakafa b'red. Rashi. Michlal de Tanakama lo shani le ben hakafat penimi lechitzon. He doesn't have a difference in the way you go around the inside or the outside. Ela shnehem beregel. Both of them you walk around. The Tanakama de matnitin Rabbi Yossi Aglilihi. Taha kavate ka'amar bebraita. He said the same exact things in the braita. New answer. If you want, I'll give you another answer. They're arguing like this. Mor savar saviv de mizbeach penimi kesviv de mizbeach hachitzon. Umor savar kula mizbeach penimi bimkom hada keren de mizbeach chitzon kai. Right? One says you learn the inside from the outside, you have to walk. So really, it's the same answer. And the other rabbi holds for what? Since the whole Mizbeach HaPinimi is one amah, like the size of one of the kiranot outside, you don't have to walk around. Rashi says.
Put it on the corners.
And I don't need to learn from it, or there's just nothing I can learn from it.
How could you compare? Over there, you're walking 10 amot around. Over here, it's one that get it.
Because you have to.
Right. Rashi. Saviv de mizbeach hapinimi. Dichtiv be al karnot hamizbeach saviv. From the word saviv, kesaviv de mizbeach hachitzon. Right? It says al mizbeach saviv. Ma ze beregel, af ze beregel. And he's what he's talking about. Bimkom hada keren shakeren shel chitzon amalama.
Also, the other one is amalama or speaking.
The keren is amalama. The mizbeach is 10 is 32 amot.
Do it by hand. Only beregel, the first one.
Right? That's why
How
you
do I have
can't
to
learn.
it? Because the other one, I have option to put another leg. Okay, I don't have option.
Hazaku Baruch. That's what it says. Tanya,
What does the kid have to do with it?
that's where you put the blood outside on the kidden, right?
Oh, on in the Mizbeach.
Of the chitzon. Tanya,
That's what we said.
Tanya, we learned. Amar Rabbi Ishmael. Rabbi Ishmael had a braita. Shene kohanim gedolim nishtayeru mi mikdash rishon. Now this line rishon is big problem. It says 2 kohanim gedolim were left over from the first Beit HaMikdash. Ze omer biyadi hikafti. This one says I surrounded. I went around with my hand. Ze omer beragli hikafti. And this one says I went around with my feet. Ze noten tam ledvarav. Ze noten tam ledvarav. Each one gave a reason. Ze noten tam ledvarav. Saviv de mizbeach pnimi. Kesaviv de mizbeach achitzon. Saviv of the inside mizbeach like the outside mizbeach. So you got to walk. Ze noten tam ledvarav. Kula mizbeach pnimi b'mkom hada keren de chitzon. How could you compare? The whole inside mizbeach is the size of one keren. So same answer. So the question is, how could you say that he was left from the mizbeach, from the mikdash rishon? Look in Tosfot Yeshanim, right? He says, "Shnei kohanim gedolim nishtayeru." Kashali, ta beperek sheni de temura amrinan ki mimot Moshe ve'ad shemet Yosef ben Yoez lo hayta mahloket b'Yisrael. So how could the 2 kohanim gedolim from the first Beit HaMikdash argue? That was at the end of the second Beit HaMikdash, the Batzar Liba. What?
Why is that machloket?
It's machloket. How to walk?
I did this, you did this.
Obviously, I hold you have to do this, and you hold you have to do that.
Maybe he was doing it like that, he was doing like that.
Maybe it's pasul. See, 1 second. It says Gemara, v'hainu nami. That's a big question. That's an excellent question. Right? As long as I have to do right or left, he's good. Right? So Tosfot says, it should be they would have come to a conclusion. They didn't get a chance to vote. Meaning, why were there no machlokets? Not because they didn't have different opinions. Everybody thought the same. The reason was because whenever they had a machloket, they took it to the Sanhedrin. The Sanhedrin said, this is the way, and that's all. So maybe they didn't get a chance, but they would have gone there. Inami i'avad hachi avad l'Rabbi Ishmael. Meaning, could be Rabbi Akiva holds, you have to do this way. And Rabbi Yossi Aglili holds, you have to do that way. Rabbi Ishmael holds, it's your call. Do what you want. It's not me'akev.
Each one is doing the way he did it.
No, it's different. Because Rabbi Akiva was talking right or left. And he's talking hand or feet. We never said that that's not me'akev. But now Rabbi Ishmael is saying, it's not machloket because you can do this way or that way. One guy did this way, one guy did that way, and they didn't bother them. V'chen matzati b'Yerushalmi. The Rabbi Ishmael locally. Now, in the back, if you look in the consolidated mefarshim in the back. The Yakub mefarshim ha'hadash, right? On page Chafbet in the standard books. No, yours doesn't have it. The red one don't have it. You can look in the blue one on the side. Shnei kohanim gedolim nishtayru b'mikdash rishon nechtav b'tzido ze halashon kasher lahabino. Ibesofo at the end of the first Beit HaMikdash haketiv behedya Sariyah kohen harosh v'tzitfanyahu kohen hamishne hemitam melech Bavel. We mean nishtayru, they were killed. Umay nishtayru. Gam lo hayu shne kohanim gedolim ke'echad bebayit rishon. Ein mash katavti la'el besof perek HaMatzah 18 or 8 or 10 or whatever it was in the whole 400 years. You didn't have 2 at the same time.
When do you want to come in?
They're talking later when they said.
Even when it comes to Hori, goes back. Okay, so why
It
did-
says they were left over. What I mean left over means the two of them sat there and they're both alive, and it sounds like they were alive after the Beit HaMikdash was destroyed. Nishtayeru mi mikdash lishon. What does that sound like? In Bavel, they're sitting in Nebuchadnezzar's palace and discussing it.
Hello.
Or
We wanna do
Jackson,
stuff
maybe it was
on
once
the
come in
map.
during the time and therefore.
Maybe. Retired. It sounds like they died.
Right, you got it all, Rabbi. I got it all, you can't do it.
Either way, the guy that was in at the time was killed. So, and he escaped. Okay. Two guys retired.
No, one guy retired.
Two guys retired.
One guy retired, one guy because of the.
He got killed. The guy that was active got killed early.
Maybe he took the Kohen Gadol Ben, he was still living like Mordechai was.
Yeah.
And the new guy stepped up, and those guys were killed.
The new guy, very good. So the new guy stepped up and he was killed.
Yeah, but the old guy, the old Kohen Gadol went down with Mordechai.
Where's the second guy?
Both of them, this guy, I think.
Okay. And this guy happened to have worked 1 year because the Kohen Gadol spoke to the guy in the street. Okay. Paul, we got to put you in the list over here. Hagahata Harapas. Next Hagahaya. שני כהנים גדולים נשתיירו במקדש ראשון. זה אומר, no, I don't want to go through this one. Look in the Rashash. No, it's not here. Okay, so there is, if you look on the side, go back to the Gemara. There's a note on B'Mikdash Rishon, the Aleph. The Piskeri, no, that's Mimikdash Rishon. Okay, so it's difficult. The Gra says, Teva ze mahuf. Take out Rishon. Then it makes sense. Second Beit HaMikdash. Okay. Rabbi Eliezer says, Bimkomo haya omeru mehate. He stood in his place and he put on all of the corners from the bottom up, except from the one in front of him that he put from the top down because he had to do this. Matnitin Mani, who is the author of our Mishnah? Rabbi Yudai, it's Rabbi Yudah. The Tanya, we learned Rabbi Meir Omer, Rabbi Eliezer Omer, Bimkomo Omer Mchate. He stays in his place. Ve'al kulan haya noten mimala lemata. He put on all of them from up down. Chutz me'oto sheba'alachson, except for the one diagonally across. Shenoten mimata lemala, they put from the bottom up. Why? Because he can't. He can't put from the top down. No, too far. It's too hard, right? Shenoten mimata lemala. Rabbi Yehuda Omer, Rabbi Eliezer Omer, bimkomo omer umehate. Ve'al kulanu noten milemata lemala. He puts on all of them from down up. Chutz mizu shayta lefanav mamash, except for the one directly in front of him. Shenoten mimala lemata. He puts from up down. Ki hechi dolo nistivan man, so you don't get dirty. Rashi, that's like our Mishnah. Rashi. Ve'al kulanu noten milemala lemata bezu shelefanav. And the one in front of him, al korcho, he has to put it from up down. Kedei shelo yazuv adam letoch bet yado, so it doesn't go into his sleeve. Kedei dehoil v'gavoa hui, because the mizbeach is higher. Yoter miyado, normally than the normal place where his hand would be resting. Tzarich liot rashetz be'otav lemal. He's got to pick his fingers up. Ve'em moshech milemata lemala. If he would pull it from down up, hadam zav letoch bet yado, the blood would drip into his hand. Ube'oto otan shel tzedadin, and the ones on the side, noten kederech shetchil bezu. So you continue in the same way. Chutz me'ota sheba'alachson, except for the diagonal one. She'ir rechoka, it's far away. Ve'im ba limshoch milemala lemata, if he's going to go from up down, torah chiulo, it's very difficult. Liyot kafuf uposhet ziro'o ad kelot matana. To stand there and spread his hand out till the end of the matana. Ela mi shekofev kufo, when he bends his body, uposhet ziro'o, and he spreads his arm, matchil lemata, he starts down, v'niskaf olech lemala. So you start with the one in front of you. That one you have to do from up, down. Continue in the same way from up, down, up, down, up, down. When you get to the one diagonally across, out of necessity, change. Don't change till you have to. Rabbi Yehuda says, Rashi, va'al kula notemi lemata lemala, shekach noach lo lechol archoko. Really, all three, it's easier for him to do from the bottom up, except for the one in front of him, the lo nistevan mane, so that his clothes don't get dirty, kid appreciate, like we explained. The Mishnah continues. The Gemara continues. Hizamimenu al tahoro shel mizbeach. He threw the blood on the pure of the mizbeach, on the tahoro shel mizbeach. My taharo. Amar Rabba Barav Shila palge the mizbeach. The midpoint of the mizbeach on the outside. Meaning, you have the wall of the mizbeach. It's 2 amot tall. At 1 amah, that's the midpoint. Sprinkle it 7 times on the midpoint of the wall of the mizbeach. Side of mizbeach. Keda amri inchi. Why is tahara the midpoint? Keda amri inchi taher tihara. V'ave palga di Yoma. People say tahar tihara. We say sharga betihara mayahan. What does a candle help at noon? So tihara is noon. Taher tihara, it became noon, right? V'ave palga di Yoma. That's after the day. So too, taharo shel mizbeach means the midpoint of the mizbeach. Rashi, taher apalge de mizbeach beot emtza gova kotlo tahar tihara targum shel tzahoraim shehu b'chatzi hayom. Says the Gemara, meitivei.
What side is it?
Doesn't say. Meitivei kishehu mazeh, when he's sprinkling, eno mazeh lo al gabe ha'efer velo al gabe ha'gehalim. Don't sprinkle the blood on the ashes and not on the coals. Ela hote gehalim elach va'elach. Scoop the coals this way and that way. Umazeh, and then he sprinkles the blood. There's no coals on the side.
You lift the ketoret already, you put it on.
The morning. Oh, no. The morning ketoret on the mizbeach hapenimi, of course. The ketoret inside is not related. Now, before the ketoret should be nabayim, but there's still ashes.
So it's not hot. Okay.
Could be hot. I don't know. So move it to the side. You have some tools there. Ela amaraba barav shila al giluya de mizbeach, on the revealed part of the mizbeach. Kedechtiv uchetzem hashamayim la tohar, like the sky itself when it's clear. So tohar means clear, no clouds. So too, no ashes.
Just as long as it's midpoint.
Now we changed it.
So what is?
In the dictionary, tahar has multiple definitions. We went from definition 1 to definition 2.
Where is this?
On the top, move the ashes, get to the mizbeach itself, non-covered. Nothing covering the mizbeach. Like you want to see etzem hashamayim latohar, nothing covering the blue of the sky. So too, nothing covering the gold of the mizbeach. Tanya, we have a braita. Hananya omer, betzad sefoni hu noten. Rabbi Yossi omer, betzad derumi hu noten. So the mizbeach is amah by amah. Where do you put the blood? On the north side or the south side? V'maikam, right? Hananya says north, Rabbi Yossi says south. V'maikam ifligi, mor savar pitcha bedarom kai, umor savar pitcha betzafon kai. One says the opening of the hechal, of the Kodesh Kodeshim, is in the north, and one in the south, and one says it's in the north. Rashi. Hananya omer betzad sefoni haya noten kol sheva hazaot, all the 7. Hananya savar petach de paroche, the opening of the paroche bedarom is in the south. V'chinafik b'ma'aravi terumit paga. So when you walked out, you hit the southwest corner. V'hatam lo yahi bereisha. You didn't start there. Chitui de kiranot. on the Kiranot Kedamaran, Adenafik lemizrachit, while he came out from the east. Then Adenafik, till he goes all the way out, lemizrachit teromit, to the southwest, to the southeast. I got to go from west to east. Biyatzah, v'yahi. Fahada, then he goes back lema'aravi teromit l'smol. He's going to go to the west. Mishum debeha ichayev bereisha. That's where he became, since he had like Rabbi Akiva, since he became obligated to do the southwest first, because that's where he passed by. Keda'amram le'el. Umisham lema'aravit tzifonit, tzifoni ma'aravit. So he's ending tzifoni mizrachit, the northeast. V'hatam degamra lechitui. When he finishes the chitui, ya'iv sheva hazaot, make the 7 hazaot. Rabbi Yossi savar petach b'tzafon kedeka'amar b'matnitin, like he says in the Mishnah.
7 is still in
The 7 that go on the top of the Mizbeach.
7 also.
Hilkach b'mizrachit tzifonit matchil. According to Rabbi Yossi, he says 1 parochet. You walk down along the north. You come to the northeast, right? You northwest first, then northeast. So you're going to go back northeast, northwest, southeast, southwest, southeast. So you're going to end on the south. So do the 7 on the south. That's what he's going to do then. No, we had the machloket about how to walk around. And now they're taking that same machloket and applying it to where you're putting the hazot. The kule alma, miha, hecha de gamran matnat de kiranot hatam yahiv al gago. Where you finish the kiranot, that's where you put it on the top. What's the difference? Who says it's related? It's not so far. I could get anywhere you want. You know what I mean? It says, "My ta'ama amar kra v'tiharo v'kiddesho makom shekiddesho sham tiharo." Where you made the kiddush with the kiranot, that's where you should put the tihur on the top of the mizbeach. Rashi, v'makom shekiddesho b'karnotav sham tiharo b'hazaot. So even if you would say it's not because he's standing closer. Because if you say that maybe he's not walking around, maybe he's staying in his place, so then it wouldn't make a difference which way you go, just where you're standing, doesn't make a difference. The corner that you finished, that's where you should, is a dirasha. Shirei Adam, haya shofech al yesod ma'aravi shel mizbeach hachitzon. The leftover blood he poured on the west yesod of the mizbeach hachitzon. The Amar Kra, it says in the pasuk, ve'et kol dam hapar, all the blood of the par is not written by Yom Kippur. This is written by the par ha'elem davar shel tzibur. Ve'et kol dam hapar yishpoch el yesod mizbach ha'olah asher petach ohel moed. That's in the opening of the ohel moed. So walk out, and the yesod of the mizbeach that's in the opening, pour it there. The chinafik, when you go out, right? You're walking out from the door of the echal, right? That's on the west side of the mizbeach. The first thing you're gonna hit is the west side of the mizbeach. There's a yesod over there. Pour it right there.
It's in the corner, isn't it?
Yeah.
On the right corner? From coming out of there.
Yes, on the right corner. V'shel mizbeach hachitzon, the dam from the mizbeach hachitzon, haya shofech al yesod derumit. Tanu Rabbanan yesod hamizbeach. Pasuk says at the end of the hatat. Thank you. At the end of the hatat, ve'et kol dama yishpoch el yesod hamizbeach. Ve'et kol dama yishpoch el yesod hamizbeach. Right? Yesod hamizbeach. Which one? Zeh yesod derumit. That's the southern yesod. Ata omer yesod derumit. You say the southern one. O eno ela yesod ma'aravi. Maybe it's the western one. Amarta yilmad yiridato min hakevesh liyitziato min ha'echal. So I know one of them. I know that you put the one when you come out of the hechal. It says to pour the blood in the yesod. You do that on the west, because right when you come out, that's where it is. So I'm going to learn the satum It doesn't say min hamifurash from the one that it says. Ma yitziato min ha'echal b'samuch lo. The Torah told you put it in the one close. Ve'eze, which is close to coming out of the hechal. Ze yisod ma'aravi. That's the one on the west. Af yiridato min ha'kevesh b'samuch lo. Put it in the closest yisod. Ve'eze ze yisod derumi. That's the south, because the ram is down the south. So you come down to the south, you're closest to the south. Now, you could go to the southeast or the southwest, except for the fact that southeast doesn't have a yesod. So you got to go southwest.
Turning right doesn't make a difference.
What?
Because they're coming down here and they're turning right.
I don't think that you could say turning right, but that's not even the issue. If you turn left, there is no yesod. Yeah, because that's Yehuda's part. There's no yesod, only in the Chilko Shel Toref, Binyamin.
You see on the side and on the Mizbeach, the bottom, that's not fully.
Okay.
Oh, now you say, yeah.
Okay. Says Gemara, right? Rashi says, Yesod HaMizbeach. The Amar Kra Gabe Par Kohen Mashiach. Ve'et Kol Dam Apar. Ve'tanya B'Torah Kohanim Hapar. Obviously, it's talking the par. It's talking about a par. Why does it say hapar? Lerabot par Yoma Kippurim. To include the part of Yom Kippur. Shiyu shirayav shiarav nishpachim liyisod. Not only the shirayim of the par el davar, but also of the par Yom Kippurim. Asher petach ol moed ze yisod ma'arabi. Yisod HaMizbeach is the second pasuk ha'amura behatat hachitzona. That's said by a regular hatat. Hachi garsinan. Amarta yilmod yiridato min hakevesh. Yiridato min hakevesh b'chitzonot. Liyitziato min ha'achal v'shirayim ha'penimim biyado. So that's our Mishnah. Yisod Mizbeach ha'penimi. Sorry. Chatat penimiyot in the Yisod Ma'aravi. Chataot chitzonot Yisod derumi. Tanya, we have a braita. Rabbi Yishmael Omer, Ze v'ze Yesod Ma'aravi. Put them both on the west. Rabbi Shimon ben Yochai Omer Ze v'ze Yesod Derumi. Chat Chitzona and Penimit on the south. S'bishlam Rabbi Yishmael, we can figure it out. Kasavar Yelamed Satu Mimifurash. Learn the one you don't know about from the one that it told you, right? Meaning Satu Mimifurash. Don't learn like we learned. We learned it. Just like the inside one is to the close one, so to the outside one to the close one. No. Over here, the Torah told you where to put it. Over here, it didn't. It didn't tell you because he wants you to go. Look where I told you to put it over there. Put it in the same place. On the west. Rashi, mina mifu, yolamed satum, chitzono, the outside one. Shelo piresh ba'en le'ezi yisod. Didn't say asher petach ol moed. מן המפורש, מן הפנימי, שכתוב בו אל יסוד המזבח, which יסוד, אשר פתח אול מועד, והוא יסוד מערבי. So that's good. אלא רבי שמעון בן יוחאי, מה טעמה? It says openly, אשר פתח אול מועד. How are you putting the dam from the penimit on the south? It says פתח אול מועד, פתח אול מועד is the west. אמר רב אשי, כסבר פתחה בדרום קאי. Rabbi Shimon bar Yochai held that the opening of the Hechal was to the south of the Mizbeach. No, the whole Mizbeach he holds is on the north. So the whole Mizbeach is not, when you walk out, you don't see the Mizbeach. When you walk out, you see straight to the gate. You see the ramp. Because the Mizbeach is to the left. So you walk out straight, you turn to the Mizbeach, you're on the south.
So the ramp is where the door is. Like you come out,
yes.
To your right is the ramp.
Straight is the ramp.
And then
The Mizbeach is to your left. The Mizbeach is to your left. According to Rabbi Ishmael, you walk out, what do you see? You see Mizbeach. Some part of Mizbeach. So you walked out, you saw Ma'arav. According to Rabbi Shimon Yochai, if I'm not mistaken, the only thing that's directly out of the Mizbeach is the one Amah of the Yesod that's on the south. The west one, you got to turn. It's not in front of the door. So it's almost, the wall of the Mizbeach ends at the same line where the door starts. So the only thing sticking out in front of the door is that one amah of Yisod. So that's a shepeta. Okay, there's nothing else to do.
Even though it's not on the height of the grade or anything.
What do you mean on the height? That's what's in front of the door. I don't need height. There's one amah high. That's all. That's what the Yisod is. What more do you want? Tana de Rabbi Ishmael. Right, so we had Rabbi Ishmael, and we had Rabbi Shimon ben Yochai. Tana de Rabbi Ishmael, de Rabbi Shimon ben Yochai. Right, I don't know exactly what that means. Rashi, ze veze yesod derumit. Meaning, Tana de Rabbi Ishmael quotes Rabbi Shimon ben Yochai as saying that also both of them on the south. Oh, sorry, could be in Rabbi Shimon ben Yochai's yeshiva. They quote Rabbi Ishmael. V'simanecha mashchua gavre legavra. Rashi. Tana de Rabbi Ishmael but Rabbi Shimon ben Yochai. Zev dormi. Bebet midrasho shel Rabbi Shimon ben Yochai. Hayu shonim mishnat Rabbi Ishmael. They go Simba Zev Ze Yesod Derumi. They're both on the south. Lomar Hazar bo Rabbi Ishmael. Rabbi Ishmael changed his mind. Vesiman shelo tet'eh lomar Zev Ze Yesod Ma'aravi Hayu shonim. Mashchua Gavre legavra. The people, who's the people? It's Rabbi Shimon ben Yochai's students. They're the multiple, right? And Rabbi Ishmael, who's the Rabbi, they pulled him to their way. So if you know it's Rabbi Shimon, so it's his students, there are many, they pulled the opposing opinion, Rabbi Ishmael. Says the Gemara. Elu ve'elu metarvim ba'ama v'yotzim. Tana Rabbanan mo'alim bedamin. There is me'ilah in blood, meaning you're the Kohen, you caught the dam, you made an end run, and you took it out, and you used it. You drank whatever you did. You drank it, you smeared it, what? Whatever you want to do. You had benefit from the dam. You had benefit from the dam. No. You had benefit from the dam.
No, that's not. I know that. I thought there's more on my life.
Divrei Rabbi Meir. So Rabbi Meir said, listen, the dam is kachim. There's me'ilah and kadashim. The dam also, it's part of the kadashim. You illegally used it. There's me'ilah.
Which part of the dam? You mean after the work? Or
No. I told you, right out of the neck. Rabbi Shimon, Divrei Rabbi Meir v'Rabbi Shimon. V'chachamim omrim en mo'alim bahem. No me'ilah. That's why it's a chidush.
Anything that's thick fish.
Once again, the chachamim say there's no me'ilah. Right? It wasn't a chidush until somebody argued. Ad kan lo pligi ela midrabanan. The whole argument is if there's me'ilah midrabanan. Aval midoraita en mo'alim bahem. Even Rabbi Meir and Rabbi Shimon hold it's not really me'ilah. Rashi says, ela midrabanan. Man da amar mo'alim midrabanan ka amar leshalem keret. Aval midoraita lo sif chomesh lo. How do you know there's no milah and dami doraita? Amar ula, amar kra, lachem, shelachem yeh. The pasuk is ki nefesh habasar badam hi, va'ani netativ lachem ala mizbeach. Why lachem? Say va'ani netativ ala mizbeach. Lachem ala mizbeach is mashma. Even before it goes on the mizbeach, it's yours. It's not mine. Me'ilah is mikoche Hashem, not lachem. Lachem shelachem yeh, that there's no me'ilah. That's ula. Deber bi Shimon Tana. Lechaper, v'ani netativ lachem ala mizbeach lechaper. לכפרה נתתיו לא מעילה. צפף הכפרה בנף המעילה. רבי יוחנן אמר קרא, הוא, don't matter. Who? It says, כי אדם הוא בנפש יכפר. What's that who? כי אדם בנפש יכפר. Who? To teach you it's a hekesh. הוא לפני כפרה כי לאחר כפרה. It's the same before as after. מה לאחר כפרה? Just like after you finish putting the matanot on the mizbeach. And bo me'ilah, there's no me'ilah. Everybody agrees. Lifnei kapara, so to before the kapara, even though you think there should be me'ilah, and bo me'ilah, there's no me'ilah. Says the Gemara, the ema le'achar kapara ke lifnei kapara. Who told you to compare it lekula? Compare it lechumra. Say, just like before the kapara, there's me'ilah, so to after over here, the Torah was mehadesh, there's still me'ilah. מה לפני כפרה יש בו מעילה, אף לאחר כפרה יש בו מעילה. אין לך דבר שנעשית מצוותו מועלים בו. No, after you finish the mitzvah, nothing has me'ilah. So it doesn't make sense to learn the limud after is like before that there is me'ilah, because we have like a principle. There's nothing that you finished using that is me'ilah.
I can take anything after Hazah. I can take the Ivarim and go.
The Ivarim, they didn't do the mitzvah. They got put on the mizbeah.
I'm done.
Mitzvah tov of the peace. The dam. Do you need the dam for anything? You come into the Beit HaMikdash, you see Jamal over here. He's a Kohen. He finishes with the dam. You tell him, do you need it anymore? Is there anything you can do with it? No. You finished, 100%, 100%. Put it down. Okay, now you pick it up.
All the way until you put it into the
To the Yesod? Well, okay, he put it on. Now you gather it up.
Okay, go get it from outside. Okay, that's not the same.
We just send the Mishnah this Me'ilah. We said this Me'ilah still. And if the dam, if you hold, it's not Me'aked, whatever. Says the Gemara, Velo, there's nothing that you did the mitzvah that there's Me'ilah. Vare Tirumat HaDeshen. Tirumat HaDeshen, there is Me'ilah. Right? Because it says, V'hini Chosham. It says, no, Mishum Da'ave Tirumat HaDeshen. ובגדי כהונה שני כתובי מים כאחד, וכל שני כתובים הבאים כאחד אין מלמדים. So we have בגדי תרומת הדשן, that it says והניחו שם, right? And it says you have בגדי כהונה that the Kohen Gadol took off, right? והניחם שם, can't use them. שני כתובים בהם כאחד. Those are the only places that Sasur have did the mitzvah. And Melamdi. Mashen can over here. It's going to go with the rule. Let's see Rashi.
Why the question didn't ask on both?
What do you mean?
Why only ask them to the match?
Okay, good question.
So according to this, I could take an olah after I sprinkle the blood and eat it?
You didn't listen to Yossi? I mean to Moshe? Moshe already made that mistake before.
All right.
Excellent question.
I'm trying to explain.
Excellent question.
I still have to burn the meat. That's not Nasi Mitzvato. The meat is not finished.
You still have to pour the blood. No?
You mean in the
You have to-
Yesod? Okay,
Yeah.
so after Yesod.
Another mistake.
But we
After
want to learn before. We want to learn that even
I'm learning before from after, but after for sure there's nothing. Rashi. Hani mili, menani mili, the en me'ilah bedamim. Should I say, Moshe asked an excellent question, as did Yossi. Menani mili. It was excellent because that clearly helped to clarify for those that didn't understand it. Menani mili, menani mili, the en me'ilah, for the Baishanim that are afraid to ask. Menani mili, how do you know the en me'ilah bedamim? לכם ואני נתתיו לכם. הוא כי אדם הוא בנפש יכפר. הוא כאבייתו לפני כפרה כלאחר כפרה. It stays the same before and after. לאחר כפרה אין בו מעילה. I know that even the נעשית מצוותו, once you did the mitzvah, תו לא קרינם בקודשי השם. זאת אומרת, no, והרי תרומת הדשן דכתיב ושמו אצל המזבח. זה טעון גניזה. Alma, we see asur b'hana'ah. It's asur b'hana'ah, even though you did the mitzvah. V'kivan the b'hana'ah asur mishum kedushato. If it's asur b'hana'ah, me'ilah na mi'itpe, it has me'ilah too. So we said bigdei kehuna, arba bigadim, bigdei lavan, de kohen gadol b'yom kippurim, dechtiv vehu v'nicham sham. It says to put him there. Okay, we'll leave it over here. We'll continue tomorrow. Baruch Adonai le'olam. Amen.
How do we say en ma'avirin al mitzvot when you're not finishing the mitzvah?
You're not finishing?
You have to do 4 matanot, right? So just because I'm gonna
Amen.
part of one matana.
Amen. Yes, amen.
Amen.
If I pick up my aravot before my lulav and etrog, I don't have to shake my aravot. I have to put them all together. How come if I get to the south corner before the north corner or the
Not true. Rashi says the reason why in the menorah you start with what's it called with the ner ma'aravi is because en ma'avirim ala mitzvot. Really, I should do the first one, but I can't because it says lefnei Hashem, so I have to go to the second one. You see, there's en ma'avirim al mitzvot, even on which part of the mitzvah you do first. Somebody asked you a question.
Wasn't me.
No, not your question. His question.
I know, it wasn't me that asked that. His question.
It was a good question. It was a really good question.
Someone asked a similar question. What was it?
Omer maybe? Kefirata Omer?
No, someone asked the question that it's not.
You want to hear the story? 'Cause I'm not.
Someone asked the En Ma'avirim what question on that.
Europe. So what did it do? I said, I want to ask the question ultimately.
No, something else. Not that. Not that. If you look in the Rashash, you'll see. He has a different question. Okay, you'll see. Take care.
Sunday morning, noon.